Welcome, everyone. This is our third out of four webinars discussing various aspects of our Thrive conference. Thrive is a democracy summit that we're planning for January of 2026, and we're hoping to involve people from all levels who are interested in saving and preserving democracy. Our essential question is, how do we activate more global or more active citizens in democracies around the world? And we hope that you want to be part of this. My name is Lucy Gray. I am the co-founder of Actionable Innovations Global. We're partnering with the Charter for Compassion to host this conference that will be completely virtual in the RingCentral Events platform. So previous webinars have discussed partnerships and presenting and that sort of thing. And you can find the recordings at bit.ly/Thrive 2026 dashboard. That's where additional information will be available to you from now on in terms of how the conference works. For those of you who don't know me, I have a background in education. I've been a K-12 teacher and technology director. I also currently work in a library and run virtual events for educators and organizations. This is one of many events that we have hosted over the last few years in RingCentral Events, which used to be called Hop In. And we believe that there's still, post-pandemic, there's still an interest in virtual events because people can't always travel to conferences for various reasons, whether it's environmental or financial. And we believe that hosting professional development and other kinds of educational events just leads to better equity. So that's a little bit about us. I'm going to go through this presentation and give you a little bit of background about what we're looking for in terms of volunteers. First of all, you should know that we operate on a very much of a shoestring budget. So any support that we can get, whether it's financial or through people power, is really appreciated. This is a community event, and we seek people to be part of it. I think people also find our events to be enlightening in the sense that you get to know other people around the world. And so hopefully by volunteering, that will be one way that you can have that happen. If you volunteer for us, we have two different pathways that we'll go into. One is being on our conference committee and being really actively involved in planning and promoting the conference. The other is happening with the day of, which is January 22nd and 21st and 22nd. And that's more, just in time support for speakers and that sort of thing. So I'm going to go into that and give you a little bit more background on what we're doing. So let me get to my slides here. So welcome anyone who's listening, and whether it's to the live session or to this recording. Here's a little bit of background about Thrive. We want this to be, we're essentially trying to answer the question of how we can activate more citizens to participate in democracies. And we think that there's nothing else out there like it, as far as we can tell from the landscape that we have surveyed. And we want to bring together lay people, grassroots activists, through organization leaders to kind of do a giant teach-in. How do we show people the initiatives, the tools, the ideas that are behind improving and strengthening our democracy? It's produced by my organization, Actionable Innovations Global. I'm sorry, I don't have any water with me. And the Charter for Compassion, which is an international organization that works across sectors to promote compassionate acts. So volunteers are the backbone of these kinds of events. We really could use your support in helping run the event. And this is why you can, why you might want to consider doing so. One is you can have a global impact and meet people from around the world. Two, it may help you with your professional growth, and whether you're an educator or a community leader or a nonprofit leader, you will learn tools and other things that will help you grow professionally. You also will develop your own professional network. We think this is critical to the kind of work that we're doing. And you'll get recognition for standing up for democratic values and so on and so forth. So a lot of people are feeling kind of disempowered right now. And volunteering is one way that you can actively support something that is positive in this world right now. There are two ways that you can do this. One is you can serve on the conference committee. And the other way you can help us as a volunteer is be on the day of volunteer team. You can do both if you want to as well. The conference committee meets once a week. We've been meeting since July. And this is kind of a dedicated core group who are making the big decisions about the conference in terms of speakers and schedule, and our vision for this event. And it's really kind of a nice group that has assembled who are really interested in doing this. And it's really meant to be a participatory thing, as opposed to me, calling all the shots. I think if you're looking to connect with other people around the world who feel the same way that you do, this is a really great group to be part of and to learn from. And hopefully some friendships will grow within the committee. The day of volunteer team involves 4 hours of volunteer work, 1 hour for training that will be in December or January, another hour for promoting on social media or through email the conference, helping us get the word out to people in your local area, and then 2 hours volunteering to moderate sessions or watch our help desk during the live conference. And so it's a 4-hour thing. And in return for that, you will have free access to the conference recordings, the networking tools that are built into the platform, and everything that paid ticket holders will have. The conference is free for the live sessions, but for people who pay a small fee, they have access to the recordings for a year, and you will too. So for the benefits of a paid ticket, we ask you to put in 4 hours of time to help this event happen. And you will fill out a form and create and indicate the times that you want to volunteer and so on and so forth. So the conference committee, we meet once a week on Wednesday mornings, US time. Obviously, sometimes people can't make it, and that's totally fine. We do a come as you can approach to this. We also encourage people from outside the United States to be on this committee, and obviously time zones are a problem. So you can participate asynchronously as you can. And that's more than we'd love to have you be part of that. Conference committee members also get free admission to the conference with the benefits of a paid ticket holder, and their names are on our website as well. This group is responsible for strategic input and for leveraging their networks. And many of them are also going to present at the conference. We have two people on our committee who are planning kind of a pre-event for the conference that's going to involve a survey and then a meeting at the conference, and then follow-up activities as well around what are the priorities that we should be looking at in a democracy. So I'm really excited about that. So if you have an idea that you want to tag on to the conference like that, we're totally open to it. We're really interested in reimagining the possibilities and making this as interactive and as practical for attendees to participate. The day of volunteer team will do things like moderate sessions, and that means keeping an eye on the comments for the speaker, helping the speaker get set up, troubleshooting any issues people might have with audio or video. We also we also want our volunteers to engage people in the chat in sessions and in the event chat. They're two different chat areas. And we also want people to provide technical assistance if needed and to man our help desk. We have a dedicated session room as a help desk where people can drop in for help. These are pretty flexible in terms of the times. Our conference runs from noon Central Time on the first day through 9 p.m. My time in Chicago. And then we have asynchronous sessions going on overnight, recorded sessions. And then we start up early in the morning, like 6 in the morning, my time, and go to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon on the second day. So there should be a volunteer slot for everyone, somewhere, depending on your time zone, it might be convenient for you. So that's kind of the plan. You can pick your session times, and we'll assign you to a room or a role when you show up for volunteering. So that's the day of team. We think that there's some professional development benefits here for you. You develop skills in how to run a virtual event. I think people find that kind of fascinating. You'll get practical experience with some of the tools and collaborative technologies that hopefully will be showcased at the conference, and hopefully you'll add to your professional network. Most of our speakers have LinkedIn profiles and are listed on our site, and you can connect to them. There's also networking tools built into the conference platform. There's a tool called Speed Networking that lets you do short, brief meetings with people and get to know them, and you can exchange contact information and that sort of thing. There's also the ability to host meetings of your own for up to 20 people on our conference platform. You don't have to go to Zoom or another video conferencing platform. You can use RingCentral Events, and that the availability of that tool will be open to you as well as a volunteer. And then we'd like to recognize your participation by giving you a certificate of participation so that you can document your contribution to Thrive. So this will help you kind of build your resume while building democracy. That's our hope. The time commitment depends. If you're taking the path of the conference committee, that's ongoing. We meet once a week, and there may be, you may serve on a subcommittee, such as the programming committee, and may have to do some session approvals and that sort of thing. But it's really based on your availability and your interests. We want people to show up for our meetings or at least contribute in some way. But again, we're pretty flexible through that. These meetings will go on from now until January when the conference happens, and then we'll probably take a little bit of a break and start up again if we do this again another year. Then the day of, people, there are going to be specific role-based shifts during January 21st and 22nd. You're going to choose from probably a 1 to 2 hour block, not 2 to 4 hour block, to fit your availability, because we want you to volunteer for 2 hours over the course of 2 days in terms of being present. We also want you to volunteer to spend an hour of your time at some point promoting the conference on social media or email. And we also want you to come to a training session for volunteers. And so that altogether would be about 4 hours of training. So we've tried to make this as accessible and flexible for busy people around the world, given their time zones. And hopefully you'll find it easy to participate. We will provide a really comprehensive orientation session and a toolkit with lots of information in it that you can refer to. And that resource hub will include tutorials and social media posts and things that you can use, graphics, in order to help promote the conference. We think that you're going to, kind of big four here are, this will enhance your resume. You can listen on your LinkedIn profile. You're getting some transferable skills. We can serve as professional references, and you can grow your network. Over the years, I've run virtual events, first with Steve Hargadon from 2010 to 2019. We did a global education conference, and I think the volunteer community was one of the most valuable aspects of the conference, because we all hung out in one room, and then we would assign volunteers to go moderate rooms, and everybody kind of got to know each other. And a lot of people volunteered longer than they were supposed to, which was great. And we had a regular cadence of volunteers that came every year and volunteered. In fact, I just heard from one who lives in Israel who wants to get back, and she's now retired and she wants to get back into volunteering. So I'm hoping that she'll get involved with this event as well. So it's a good way to make some global friends on top of all this. So what you're going to do next is you're going to complete the volunteer form, and the link I will give to you in a moment. You'll attend an orientation session. We'll send information about that probably in a month or so. You can access our Notion workspace. We don't have a Slack community, but we have a WhatsApp community that you can join too for updates. And you can start participating at whatever level you want to when you're ready. So these slides, I'm going to put the link in the chat in a moment, and you can click on these buttons here to sign up to be a volunteer or to learn more about Thrive. There is a flyer that's available here that gives more details about the conference. And this is what the flyer looks like. Well, that was the flyer. That's the slides here. Let me stop sharing for a minute and see if I can bring up the flyer. Here's our flyer that will give you more information about the conference, and you can share this with your networks as well. And we also have an AI agent that will answer questions for you about the conference. This is a chatbot. It's not a real person that is serving as a virtual guide to the events that we produce, including Thrive and Glow, which is our global education conference. So you can click on the button here and you can go have a conversation and learn more about the conference on this through this chatbot. It's actually a presentation given by our chatbot about the purpose of the conference and that sort of thing. So that's a little bit about that. So without further ado, I'm going to put these links in the chat in case you're here and live and you have you want to look at these things, but you can also find everything on the banner below at bit.ly/Thrive 2026 dashboard. So the first thing that I'm going to share is the link to the flyer. And I will put that in the chat, so it should appear for you, hopefully. So there's the link to that. I see that it appeared, and I can show that here, right here. So that's the link to the flyer. And then the link to the form in order to sign up to be a volunteer is also on my screen. Let me, I actually should probably show this to you guys because it might help you understand how to submit your information. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to share the tab that has our JotForm form. That's not it. Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to go to our form. This is what it looks like. So this is what the form will look like. I'll paste the link in the chat in a moment. You can click on here and it will say start. There is we want you to register for a volunteer ticket first. So make sure that you go to our website for registration and you opt for a volunteer ticket. There are only 50 of them. Space is limited, so you might want to sign up right away. Do not register for a free ticket on top of that. We want to make sure that you only need to have the volunteer ticket, essentially. So you say yes, hopefully, and then click on next, and then you put in your name. and your email. Click on next, and then you can choose to be on the conference committee, which I misspelled here, or you can do day of volunteering. So if you want to do both, you can do that as well. So you can pick whatever one you want, click on next. If you're going to do a day of volunteering, you're going to need to pick a time that you're going to volunteer. And so this should show in your time zone. If it doesn't, you can click on the drop down here and it will show you different time zones. So you pick a time, and then you're going to, for the first, and you can also change dates too. And then pick a second hour because we want you to do 2 hours. And then you can review your information and submit it. And you should get a copy of this in the email, but also you'll have the ability here to download a copy of your submission for your records. So this is how you would let us know if you want to volunteer. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to our website, and I'll show you the link in a second. You're going to fill out this form. Well, you're going to go to our website, register for a volunteer ticket, and then you're going to fill out this form. That's kind of the steps for it. So let me give you the link to the volunteer form. I'll put that in the chat. This also should be on our dashboard, and I'll put that up as well. So this is the form for volunteers, which is a little bit lengthy. And then I'm going to give you a link to our conference website where you register. And that's the long link for it. There actually should not be an X in front of it. But you'll find these links on our in our dashboard where everything for the information for the conference is listed. And I will put that up because it's a lot easier to deal with than those long links. So without further ado, I'm going to close this session. If you have any questions, give me a ring or send me an email at Lucy Gray Consulting, and I'd be happy to answer them for you. But we definitely need your support and help with putting this event on. We need your help promoting the event. We need your help getting the word out to people, and we need your help the day of the conference in January. So if you're looking to contribute to something and be part of kind of an exciting group event, we'd love to have you. And it also, I think, will make you feel empowered in this day and age when things are a little uncertain and we're really concerned about the future of democracy here in the United States and around the world. So anyone is welcome to volunteer, and we hope that you will be part of our community. Thanks for coming, and we'll post this recording as soon as we can. Take care.